Hello everyone, Storyman here, and today I'm back with a banger. We'll be looking at r/am I the asshole. Everyone knows about this subreddit, so without further ado, let's get into the video. This story is brought to us by Smallcut 2439. Am I the asshole for telling my brother I will help him and his children, but not his wife? My brother and I were adopted into the same family. He's white, and I'm a dark-skinned black woman. Our parents were an interracial couple, and our family had some unique challenges over the years, but our parents did their very best and tried their hardest to get as much information as possible with our birth families. It was a little easier with mine because I was orphaned and I had two older living birth relatives who were just incapable of caring for me and needed to care themselves. My brother had a very different story and he had no information at all. When he was around 20, he met his wife. They married after 2 years of dating. She always gave me bad vibes. Around the time they got engaged, he told me she kept bringing up his birth family and how he should find them before the wedding. I had told him he didn't have to do anything, but he knew mom and dad would help him and he'd have my support. She went behind his back to find him via DNA, and it was a shit show. But for some reason he forgave her and decided to meet the people, which she was thrilled about. It was around that time she told me to get lost because he had sisters who were actually related to him and not. You can guess the slur. Who always made his life more difficult. She told me I was crazy if I thought I'd be in her wedding photos. She also said our parents should get used to having only one child. My brother had already started to pull away by then, and because I was hurt and angry, I never told him what went down between his now wife and I. I chose not to attend his wedding, and I know from our parents that that day was very messy. 6 years of no contact happened, and then he reached out and apologized for letting anything come between us. We have been back on speaking terms for over a year now. It took a while, but we are doing so much better. I always loved my brother, but was hurt by the stuff that went down between us and me and his wife. A few days ago, my brother's family ended up in a shelter. He lost the job he had for many years and took a huge pay cut in the new one at the same time that his former landlord decided to illegally kick them out by changing the locks. My brother did contact a lawyer, but nothing is as fast as they show in TV and the movies, and they had no place to go. I live in the same city, which would allow him to keep what job he has now, at least, and so he asked if they could stay. I said I would help him and the kids, and they could stay, but his wife is not welcome in my home. He told me he would take that, which did surprise me some. His wife is pissed. She came after me about separating her children from her, and how unhealthy it will be for them to see her in a shithole while they're safe and comfortable with me. She called me all kinds of names, like petty and bitchy and an asshole. But it was the comment about the kids that got me questioning. Am I the asshole? Now guys, this story is very complicated. Beef between family is always a shit show. Nobody likes that, and everyone wants to get away from that. But from what I was able to read, you are not the asshole. If he really is as bitchy as you made her sound to be, you were right in not letting her into your house, and it shows a true kindness for you to let your brother and his kids to live in your house. Good for you, you're a good family member. Let's get to the next story. Now this story is a bit different. This one is by Free Dog Sitter. As the name indicates, the story will be talking about dog sitting. So, am I the asshole for asking to be paid for 6 months of constant dog sitting? My sister Alice owns a flat with her husband and they have 2 dogs. Alice got a job abroad, so they are moving there. They don't know what to do with their 2 dogs yet, so their current plan is to move abroad and wait a few months, up to 6, to decide if they even like it there or if they want to come back home. If they like it there, they will try to find a way to move the dogs there with them, but if it's not possible, they will rehome them in our country. I'm a 21-year-old, still attending university, and I live with my mom. I really want to move out and live alone, but I can't afford it. Alice made me an offer. I can live in her flat for free for 6 months, no rent, no utilities, but I have to take care of their dogs. I'll have to walk them for hours every day, take them to the vet, etc. She said they will pay for anything dog related, and will pay for doggy daycare for a few days during my exam periods, or if I want to go on vacation. I like her offer. Her flat is much closer to the university, but taking care of 2 dogs is a lot of work. I think it's reasonable to want to be paid for the work I do. If I didn't have to take care of the dogs, I could get a part-time job, if I wanted to, so I feel like I should be reimbursed for that. Alice and our mom say that being allowed to live in their flat for free is already enough and I'm being unreasonable and money hungry. When they told me this, I laughed at them and told my sister she could try to find another dog sitter, and I know I'm her best option. Now, they are mad at me. Am I the asshole? There's an update to this story. Okay, I fucked up. I really thought Alice didn't have any other options. My brother just told me she's now talking to our cousin, who lives 2 hours away but wants to move to our city. They are even talking about possibly making it a long-term thing, and cousin being allowed to stay there for free the 6 months, only having to pay an equal amount to their mortgage, which would normally only rent him a room. After reading this story, I can honestly say that if there is an asshole, it would be you. You obviously are free to accept or reject the proposal, but to ask for compensation to take care of 2 dogs while you are already getting a free apartment, I think it's a no-brainer. If you really want to live alone, I think you should take that opportunity, but asking for compensation doesn't seem suitable for the situation at hand. Crazy story, guys. Let's get to the next one. This next story was posted by Garlic Available 1905. Am I the asshole for hiding my true personality by always wearing a wig at work? So I, female 21, recently started working at a corporate job, and it's been around 3 months. I started dyeing my hair since last year, and I change the color like every 2 months. However, I have always showed up in my workplace with a long black wig, and it doesn't look fake at all, since I'm South Asian with natural black hair anyway. The issue arose when one of my colleagues, whom I have become friendlier with, added me on Instagram. He saw pictures of me in my short violet-colored hair at a concert. When he saw me the next day in person at work, he was a bit confused as I had long black hair again. He made a joke like, "You didn't tell me you had a twin sister. Was that her on your Instagram story last night?" I replied no, that was me, and told him I'm wearing a wig right now, and I always have at work. He asked me why that was necessary, and I just said I don't know. I think I like to make a certain appearance at work and keep it separate. He said that's way too much work and started gossiping about it with a few other coworkers. They said I am going way overboard to hide my true personality. Some of them started calling me Miss Uptight whenever they see me. I also dress in a more formal style than others, so that contributed to my name as well, I guess. I asked them to stop and they only made it worse and more defensive. I guess I could just stop wearing the wig and show up normally, but the thing is, I really like the way I dress and look at work. Plus, I will be out of there in a few months anyway. I sort of regret adding him on my Instagram. Am I the asshole here? This one is a weird and tricky story, because I don't really think there's an asshole here. Now I say this because I don't think that they are just criticizing you, I think they are more like joking. But if they are in fact really criticizing you for wearing a wig at work, I think that then they are the assholes, because you should be free to do whatever you want, like, it doesn't really matter. So guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you agree with what I said, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll make sure to read them. So guys, with that said, see you in the next video. Peace.